Millions of people in India and China have been pulled out of poverty because of the opportunities offered by globalization. Why India needs to defend free trade? What is globalization and protectionism? Why Western world is tilting towards protectionism, while India and China advocate free trade regime? How open is our Indian economy? GS Paper 3, Indian Economy, Effects of Globalization on the Economy. What is the context about? Earlier this month in Japan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said his government seeks to pursue economic policies that will make India the most open economy in the world. Chinese President Xi Jinping also pledged to further open up the Chinese economy so that the benefits of economic integration were shared more widely. These parallel statements by the leaders of the two largest emerging economies come at a time when protectionist sentiment is gradually casting a long shadow in the developed world, especially after the election of Donald Trump as the next US president. What is globalization? Globalization is the tendency of investment funds and businesses to move beyond domestic and national markets to other markets around the globe, thereby increasing the interconnection of the world. Globalization has had the effect of markedly increasing international trade and cultural exchange. What is protectionism? Protectionism refers to government actions and policies that restrict or restrain international trade, often done with the intent of protecting local businesses and jobs from foreign competition. Typical methods of protectionism are tariffs and quotas on imports and subsidies or tax cuts granted to local businesses. The primary objective of protectionism is to make local businesses or industries more competitive by increasing the price or restricting the quantity of imports entering the country. Why Western world is tilting towards protectionism, while India and China advocate free trade regime. In several rich countries, people believe that free trade has harmed them, as jobs have moved to Asia. A robust debate is still underway among economists whether technology has been a bigger reason why median incomes have stagnated in these countries. The situation in India and China is quite different. Millions have been pulled out of poverty because of the opportunities offered by globalization. This fact partly explains why leaders such as Modi and Xi are committing themselves to open economies. How open is our Indian economy? The trade policy reforms over the past 25 years have also resulted in better trade outcomes. India, however, can never reach the levels of openness of a country such as Singapore because of its size. Smaller countries tend to have a higher trade ratio because their domestic markets aren't big enough. The other two indicators of openness are restrictions on foreign direct investment, FDI, and capital account controls. India has far fewer FDI restrictions, though some sectoral caps persist. India is definitely a far more open economy than it was before the economic reforms of 1991. Conclusion. Millions of Indians have benefited from its integration with the global economy, though that has increased the income gap between those who could take advantage of globalization and those who could not. India and China should be important voices in the protection of the liberal international order, both through a more active role in global institutions and through domestic reform that advances the cause of global economic integration.